Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. I have my crystal ball off to the side, so I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different, and if you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do if it doesn't resonate with you, if you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So on October 30th, there's a special event over Zoom between myself and iScry with Steph. It will happen at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is the HEKATE Halloween. If you're interested in attending or finding out more information, there is a link in the description box. So just navigate to that link and you can read all about it. So let's see here. Let's get you down here. Okay. And let's begin. Taking a step aside. And allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, so what is that? Okay, so I'm hearing a song. I'm hearing a song. The song is by a band called Sulfur Aeon. What is this song? The song is Sinister Sea Sabbath. Okay, and I'm just hearing the music. So if I go behind the music and I am trying to pick out the lyric, it's bow to the altar. And then that's it. Okay, so so it's important why I couldn't remember the lyrics, but I heard the song. Okay, so there's something about music. Okay, and they're saying it's not the music that's important. It's the basically the spirit, the essence that is conveyed by the music. Bow to the altar. Okay, so somebody here inside this collective, there seems to be an urge to get into different practices like meditation or trance work. We may not have necessarily done that yet, right? For some of you, this is going to extend into like astral things like dream work or astral travel. Remember that the two are existing in the same realm, right? When you have your emotions and you have your deep psyche, or you have astral things, these are both ruled by the moon. They're both the lunar plane. These are very heavily influenced by emotions and by our own psychology. So there's this essence that somebody is feeling drawn to engage in these new practices or old practices or just step it up for themselves, but they haven't quite done it yet. I'm feeling a lack of action. They're showing me this black water. They're showing me this serpent that keeps dipping up above the water, and every time its hump crests, this is like the moment that we have those inspirations. They're fleeting. Right? So there's a fleeting inspiration to get into a different practice. So if you do actually want to do that, definitely utilize this time while you feel drawn to do so, because if you wait, you won't feel like you should anymore. There's this energy that this is actually something that is vital for someone's progression at this moment. So if you are feeling that inspiration, definitely don't miss out on that. Don't sleep on it, because that's why it's bow to the altar. There's something here that's sacred and holy to the essence of ourself that is meant to be experienced at this time. For some of you, you might have reasons for wanting to do this, for example, to make better spirit contact, or for others of you, it might be a focus on self. Either way, whichever one it is, whether you're focused on something you perceive as external to you, or if it's something that you feel is internal to you, and they're going fast now, so we're going to start going fast. There's this feeling of you're coming to the core of your true self. This is a part of you that in this new phase of your journey from now till the spring and beyond, this is a part of you that's meant to be authenticated, meaning you bring it out and you live within it, right? Don't forget that when we say like authenticity on this channel, we're not necessarily talking about flaunting it in people's faces or shoving it down people's throats. We mean that you are the expression of it. You are expressing it. Because what this does is it makes your energy body complete and whole. It brings about a different type of magnetization inside of your energy. There is something here that we are recalibrating currently, and this has come out before. This recalibration is taking place within the solar plexus and the sacral chakra. For some of you, you may have been feeling it within your third eye as this call has come out, because there's something here that you are meant to perceive that currently inside your reality you are not perceiving, because you aren't experiencing this level of experience, right? Which is why you're being pulled or called by some aspect of self into that water, right? Follow the dragon. That's kind of how it feels. Follow the dragon. There is something here about working your natural magic in this space, and I know that there was a reading recently that came out that was something along those lines. And so this is not so much about ritual or spell work. This is about getting into those levels of trance and exploring the self, or understanding your abilities to get outside of the body. Remember, they want me to say this, so remember that when you're outside in the astral, if you astral project, I'm not talking about astral travel, they are two different things. If you astral project, and you notice that things inside your environment are different, they want you to know the reason why they're different is because you are experiencing your psyche in a different way, and that those things are all highly symbolic to you. So take note of the things that are different, because they have messages for you. I always tell people that if they need to understand some symbolism, a really good site to look up is dreammoods.com. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead. There's like something new that's growing inside the mind space, and obviously with this collective, that's something that's not new, right? That's something that is consistently happening. Consistent growth, consistent evolution. Here there may be something that we have felt stuck in. There's something that has been stuck inside of us. Okay, thank you. So there's something that's been stuck inside of ourselves, that, you know, maybe you felt like I lost the ability to meditate. Maybe you felt like I lost contact with my own magic. I lost contact with, you know, XYZ. And there are different things that are taking place right now in this recalibration that are basically taking the bandages off. Whatever this aspect was, it was hidden from us and kept safe during a very turbulent time. So you may be able to look back to another time inside your life and say, wow, like I underwent this whole traumatic experience, and it was in that moment or in that time period that I lost the ability to hear spirits. I lost the ability to sit down and meditate. I lost the ability to really get within myself. There's something about that it's ready to heal now, because you've done the work and you've done so much within your own energy body, some of you, your nervous system, that that's starting to come back online. In other words, it's being unraveled now, because it's safe again. And the thing is that all of you had been on the path to something. You had been looking for something, and whatever it was that you had been looking for, whatever it was that you were trying to accomplish, you're going to pick up that path again. For some of you, you've been on this very long detour. And that detour has taught you many lessons, right? It wasn't wasted time. It was necessary time. All of the events that took place along the path have been there for you. They've been there for a reason. Oh, I normally don't say that one. But that's what came through, so I'm going to say it. So whoever says that, that's probably something that you say. I always say everything is exactly as it should be. That's how I say it. I don't know why. I can accept that one. The for the reason one's a little, I don't know. Whatever, this isn't about me. So, but there's something here that we're going to be able to start navigating towards again. But the thing that we have to cross is this vast ocean, right? It's this like channel that we have to get over. And the way that we do that is by getting through it. Remember, water, emotion. So there's something about this meditation. It's something about astral projecting, or, you know, lucid dreaming, getting into dream work, whatever it is. This collective is feeling called to engage in some sort of practice, new or old, that we've let go of, or stepping it up, because that imagery, that symbolic black dragon, is trying to take us to the other side. It's showing us the way, right? The castle for me is very much representing the summit of the climb. In traditional tarot, the mountains really represent all of the obstacles and all the hurdles that we go through in order to refine and evolve, right? It is the spiritual path. That's why it's always off in the distance. There's always a new hurdle. There's always a new obstacle that will essentially bring us to where it is that we're trying to go. It's through the friction that we purify. But here, we have a castle on the top. This is someone reaching the summit of a particular goal, a particular dream, a particular trajectory. And it's all very lunar. It's all very like emotional. P.S. I love how the cat's wrapped up in the toilet paper. That's just how I see it. It's like in toilet paper. Okay, let's see. I'm going to say, I just saw, literally, I've never seen smoke shape this way. I just saw a rune inside the smoke, and I don't know how smoke goes at angles, but here we are. It was the rune Ride-Ho. So there's something, again, journey, travel, right? There's a lot more involved in that rune, but I'm not going to go into explaining all of that. It's for somebody, right? So that's a symbol for somebody. So if that's for you, you'll know. There's also something about Kinas, so something about light, illumination, torch bearing. Oh, wow, we're just getting all kinds. What? All right, we're getting all kinds of runes here. Gabo, there's something about a significant meeting that's coming in for somebody. A year, there's something about a year or a harvest. Some of you've recently had a very significant crossroads that you've had to move away from because there's something within that crossroads that was illuminated to you. You stood at a crossroads, possibly about a very important connection inside of your life, and you had a very significant illumination about yourself, right? Probably about the other person too, but mostly about yourself. And this is what has carried you away. This action is part of what has now kicked something off for you that your deep mind understands, okay, we learned that lesson and we're safe to unravel this now, this part of ourself. So this is part of the reason why you feel called to get back to certain things. Yeah, we have the Knight of Pumpkins. This is the Knight of Coins. This is not necessarily going to be a fast journey, but it's going to be what many of you wind up feeling is the right path, right? So many people feel very lost and they don't realize that they are on the path. You're always on the path. You didn't get off the path, right? You never got off the path. It just doesn't always feel right when there's obstacles and hurdles and things going wrong, right? We associate things going right with being on the right path, and those are two different things. there's not... Yeah. So whoever this message is for, understand that you are on the right path. You've been on the path. It may feel slow. It might feel like all kinds of crazy shit keeps happening, but you've been on the path. And now there's something here that's evening out for a time, right? It's only for a time. If you look at the major arcana, many of the cards, they have that path inside of the card. And that particular card is a stop on that path. It's like it's an event or an energy that takes place along that path. But if you look in those cards, that path is always ended by mountains in the distance. There's a new hurdle, a new obstacle. This is life. Like, this is life. You have to accept that that's life. And whoever this message is for, this particular stretch of road, there's going to be a significant foundation established. So if you're getting into meditation, you're going to create a very solid base for that meditational experience that you take with you into the future, that then adds to whatever the future obstacle is so that you can handle it better or integrate it better. Anubis is coming in for me right now, and the reason why is because I was looking at, yeah, okay, we'll get to that. I was looking at his armor, and that for me just really like morphed, and it kind of looked like Anubis to me. So some of you, it may be working with the dead, it may be working in the underworld, it may be working with deities or a particular pantheon. There's something about the riddle. There's something about trying to figure something out. And the more that you try to figure it out, the more you figure out there's more riddles, right? There's more things to figure out. And sometimes the best thing that you can do for yourself is understand that all that trying to figure things out does for you is it creates a very heavy heart, a heavy mind. You want to be of a lighter heart and a lighter mind to pass into the mysteries. Okay, so here with the Nine of Wands, when we try to figure out information, don't forget that that's really a need for control, right? We're trying to understand and have finite things so that we feel safe, so that we feel like we know what's going on. In these experiences, it's going to be very important to relinquish that control, right? Okay, here with the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is a fence, right? And it's so funny. Look at this middle imp. He's trying to look sexy. And nobody's looking at him. Oh, and so here we have this imp in the front. Now, what this card is actually representing, one of the meanings was fences make good neighbors. So you may be practicing a lot of boundaries at this time. Really put a boundary around your time and your energy. Figure out where it's going and take control of where it's going. That's where you want to take controls, where your time and energy are going, because there's so much psychic and emotional energy that needs to be invested in this to get you to where it is that yourself is trying to get you to go, that you don't want to say yes to things you don't want to do. You don't want to start, saying, yeah, I'll make plans with you and I'll make plans with you and I'll make plans with you. Space it out a little bit, right? Because you're going to need a lot of time to process the information and to allow your psyche and your psychic energy to settle into your body, so that you can actually initiate the experiences. Here, one of the things we have is the sun. This is about illumination. And this illumination is showing us various things that are taking place, not just inside of ourselves, but also outside of ourselves, or in the perceived outside of ourselves. This is a way for our soul to rest, even though we're still having these experiences. Oh, wow. Okay. Someone here, if you are getting into lucid dreaming or astral projection, I'm going to share something that can be a very helpful mindset shift for a paradigm to work inside those spaces. Imagine that everything outside of you is your subconscious, which is why your subconscious beliefs are manifesting certain things. When you sleep, don't forget that your energy body lifts out of your body, about by a foot or two, depending. If you're going into your subconscious when you sleep and when you dream, I'm just leaving that there. I'm just going to say that. All right. What this is going to do for some of you, again, this goes back to that reading I did. I think it was sometime last week. I don't know. And I don't even remember everything that was said in it. I don't remember my readings after I do them very well. But I do remember that there was one for magic workers. This is no different. This is the same type of energy. It's making things happen. It's communing with the internal and external worlds in a different way, communing with the self in a different way. And we have the magician showing up underneath the sun. I'm reading 3 cards underneath. And he's pulling a rabbit out of his hat. You're going to start noticing that manifestations start coming to you quicker as you step into this, because now what are you doing? Again, we talked about it in the beginning. You're aligning to this new sense of self that has been changing, and that recalibration that's taking place within you is your body and your ego identity and your expression, which is what our energy that we feel is. It's how we express ourselves. It's aligning to the real energy that's taking place inside of us, that's always been there, that maybe we were never mentally able to express in such a way to get ourselves in that type of alignment. You're aligning in a deeper way by immersing into these experiences. This has a profound healing effect. It has a profound healing effect. Okay. Again, dream space is very important for somebody here. All right. So I'm going to leave this here. If this resonates for you, please hit that like button. Feel free to leave me a comment. And until next time.